What's going on, Mexipino family? My name is Nico Blitz, and before we start the podcast, we want to make sure you know all about our sponsors, Taptap Send.
Taptap Send is your remittance best friend. You can send money to the Philippines with zero fees from the UK, US, Europe, and Canada.
Yes, and if you use promo code Mexipino, you'll be able to send $10 US to your family and friends in all the countries that Jackie actually just mentioned.
Yeah, you can send 10 pounds, $10 US. Just make sure you download Taptap Send and use code Mexipino.
Yes, and if you stayed long enough for this podcast, you will see that we have a special promo going on with Taptap Send right now. So tune in and enjoy the podcast. Yay! Kamusta na kayo?
Hola, hola, everyone.
What's poppin', everybody? My name is Nico Blitz.
And I'm Jackie Ramirez.
And this is the Mexipino Podcast. This time we have no special guests, so you're stuck with the both of us today.
Yes, unfortunately, we are back to our old ways, and you guys are stuck with us.
Yeah, I mean, well, not unfortunately. I think we still put on a really good show with just the two of us.
I know, but I feel like everyone's just been enjoying all the guests that we had and the type of guests that we've been having. So, yeah, we hope that you guys enjoyed all of our wonderful guests that we had. We still have more coming. But I feel like it's just cool to get to know other people's stories, get to know their points of views on certain things that we talk about on the podcast already. And get stories that we don't even know about, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So shouts out to all our guests that we've had on the podcast in the past couple of weeks. Shouts out to our next, our forthcoming guest, DJ 360. She will be on this podcast very, very soon.
Yes, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that too. For all of you who do not know DJ 360, she is one of our Twitch family. You know what I mean? Like Blitz World 360 family, all up on Twitch. So it's gonna be cool. And she's been DJing for a long time. So I'm ready to get some of the wisdom from 360 next week.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see, to hear actually, kind of how she got to where she got to with DJing, which I know she did modeling before. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to know her.
And for this week, because we have so many special announcements that we want to announce to you guys today. Well, guys, girls, they, them, and everything in between. And just stick around until the end of the podcast, and we will make sure that you guys get all this information and you are privy to everything that we got going on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys see something that you guys want already if you're watching the video version. But we are gonna have some really three big special announcements, and no, one of them is not that I'm pregnant. So yeah. So everyone, literally, I went on Instagram Live the other day, and I was telling people I was just like, oh, you guys, we have some special announcements coming up for Mexipino. We're going to announce them, da-da-da. And then everyone's like, oh, my God, you're pregnant. I was like, I am not. Can someone stop, please? Don't wish me that negative energy.
Yeah, well, negative energy. No, Jesus Christ.
I'm joking.
Just that negative energy. Having a baby is negative energy.
Well, if we do have a baby, we'd go into our negative in our bank account. So technically.
Amen to that. But you know what I mean? It's funny because every time I talk to my Ate baby, she's over in the Philippines. She will always, every single time, ask, Nico, when are you and Jackie going to have a baby? When are you and your girlfriend going to have a baby? And I'm like, dude, I'm living life right now. Why do I need a baby right now?
No, literally, I feel like that's it's interesting because for example, you're out the baby, it's not even 10 minutes into the phone conversation. It's she'll say hi. One time she said, hi, Jackie. I was like, hi, Ate. I was like, how are you? She goes, have baby now. I'm like, okay, you didn't even answer my question, but all right.
I know, and I'm just at some point, she knows she's just messing with me too, because she'll laugh, and I'll have a face on, I'll have this face of just distraught, I told you last time, I'm not gonna have a baby, dude.
Yeah, but I feel like that's gonna come eventually. That's gonna down the line. Yeah. We still have things to figure out. We have a bunch of stuff lined up. So within our individual careers.
Yes.
So we just want to get that out of the way before we have a child.
You know what's funny now that I think about it? Because your family, the Mexican side of this Mexipino relationship, right? They don't want babies.
Yeah.
Well, for us.
Yeah, they want marriage. That's their thing. They want marriage for us. And your family wants babies for us, which is super interesting now that I really think. I thought about it before. I'm like, man, my family doesn't really push kids on me, and I think it had to do with when I was younger, like I always said like I didn't want kids, or like I wasn't like I'm okay off kids. I'm cool. I don't want kids. Da, 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 da. And then when I started dating you, and like I would say like maybe 7-8 months into our relationship, I would have been like, okay, I can see myself having a kid with Nico.
Yeah.
So like I feel like you changed my point of view on that, and I think it's because I didn't have a partner ever who gave me that feeling of like, oh, they would make a good like father to my kids.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'd just be like, yeah. So and it was funny because when we first moved in, my parents were having a conversation with me like, you know, what's the deal? Like, are you guys going to get married, have kids, then get married? Like, what's going to go on? Because obviously you guys are moving in prior to marriage. So you guys are doing life in a not like in an
untraditional way.
Untraditional, unorthodox way. So I was just like, okay. I was like, well, you know, we do plan to get married. I was like, and we do plan to have kids. And then my dad's like, well, you've always said like you don't want kids. So what changed that? I'm like, well, Nico changed that. I'm like, it's just the person that you're with, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
I think it definitely varies between person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't see myself having kids with like the people who I was with in the past. So, you know, and at that point, I'm just like, I don't know if I ever want kids. But then now, like, as you were saying, like, I think as time goes on and when you find the right partner, that's when these conversations start happening. And that's when your mind starts to, you know, just waver in different directions that you never thought it would.
Yeah. And like, I feel like with like the partner that you feel like is the partner, it's easier to have those conversations and bring up those conversations.
Yeah.
You know, like I would, like, it's been brought up to me before in past relationships, like, oh, let's have a kid. I'm like, excuse me? No, what the hell? Like, absolutely not. Like,
Yeah.
Like, this is scary. It's terrifying. And for one, I'm like not even a grown ass adult. Like, I couldn't imagine having a kid for me personally at like 17 or 18, you know, that's scary to me. And I didn't know everything that I could know at that point in my life.
Yeah.
And then with you, it was just like, okay, I felt more comfortable going up to Nico and being like, okay, what are we doing? Like, are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Or are we not? Okay. And then when it came to like what we want down the line out of this relationship. Okay, do you see marriage? Do you see kids? Like, what is it that you want? Do you want to move in together with me? Do you not? Like,
yeah. But I think like, you know, I think also too, you shouldn't try to define the relationship like that early. I'm not saying you did, but I'm saying like, I think an issue that a lot of people have is trying to define those things like way too early, that it might scare somebody off from just like, hey, can you just enjoy the relationship?
No, yeah, and I get that, but I feel like as we get older too, it's like I'm not trying to waste my time either, you know? Are you trying to have a relationship or are you not? Like,
yeah, but then this is where like the whole Love is Blind type situations happen, because like, think about it. If you're trying to force all these questions down somebody's like, you know, mental like that quickly, like you could literally be the driving force that drives someone away. Is what I'm saying.
I get you. In Love is Blind, though, I mean, they are like, they go into that knowing that like they want marriage, you know?
Yeah, I mean, some people also go in knowing that they just want clout, so. That's
very true, too. So, yeah. I don't know where we were going with this. It just started happening.
I don't know either, but all I know is that it is officially AAPI month, ladies and gentlemen. Asian American and Pacific Islander month over here in the US of A.
Happy AAPI month.
All I know is Jackie owes me some sort of like reparations or...
Reparations for what? It's not like I took like over the Philippines, like Mexicans took over the Philippines. And also Nico never gave me anything for Mexican Heritage Month, so yeah. I'm not getting him anything. I got us tickets to Game 4, okay? Shut up. I got us tickets to Game 4.
I was waiting for that.
I got us tickets to Game 4. There's your freaking gift, okay?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fine. Then I can't even complain anymore.
Yeah, you can't complain anymore.
But you know,
because those tickets were... Oh, that hurt my soul.
You know, the funniest thing about this whole Warriors versus Lakers and, you know, the NBA right now is that, like, it's really a Filipino civil war going on between the Warrior fans and the Laker fans right now.
I saw a tweet like that, and that I thought was the funniest thing ever because, like, Filipinos like ride or die for like their teams.
Yeah, but you know, like even back when I was a youngster, like in the Philippines, it's like everybody just knew the Lakers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, the reason why is because Kobe Bryant was one of the first NBA players to just physically be in the Philippines and like connect with the kids. Like there's a whole yeah. You know this?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, okay. So let me break it down. So basically at one point in Kobe Bryant's life, rest in peace, he went to the Philippines and all he was doing was just playing basketball with the kids, you know, like doing drills with kids, like just meeting everybody in the community. And there's a whole bunch of clips across the internet of Kobe Bryant doing this. I'm not sure if it was just one trip or multiple trips, but yeah, we could literally pinpoint it to that moment to where literally the Philippines was like, we are officially Laker fans now.
Because of Kobe.
Yes, because of Kobe.
I feel like I may have seen those clips, but I didn't know it was the Philippines.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, Kobe was like that. You know, Kobe was very much what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
he was a community guy.
Yeah, he was very much a community guy. He got people into basketball. I mean, people from everywhere in the world. And so, like, Warriors, I mean, and then, like, the Warriors, I mean, the reason that there's Filipino Warriors fans is because the Bay is notoriously like Filipino.
Just Filipino. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, basically, even the divide in the Philippines that I can assume is that there's a whole bunch of Laker fans, there's a whole bunch of Warriors fans, and those are the teams for Filipinos specifically. Maybe, you know, you might have the Bulls because of Michael Jordan, but outside of that, really right now, it's Lakers versus Warriors, and then it's Filipino Lakers versus Filipino Warriors.
That's crazy, actually. That's hella funny. You know what's really cool, too, is that there's been a lot more, like, Filipino heritage nights in, like, sports, in professional sports as of lately.
Yeah. There has. I want to say that my friend Roslyn C. has been a driving force to making sure that these Filipino heritage nights for whether it be the NBA, NFL, MLB, have just been like a thing for Filipinos to celebrate.
Yeah, and I think like, I mean, because there was always Mexican heritage nights because Mexican and Latino, like, you know, fan bases were always very present.
And very prominent in the U.S. especially.
Yeah, and like, so that was, we could always count on like, oh, we're going to have a Mexican heritage night. We're going to have like, you know, and I think working in the sports industry, I saw that like, you know, there was Mexican heritage night, there was Japanese heritage night, and African American heritage night.
Yeah.
And those were like the three main ones. And it wasn't until recently where I started noticing like, oh, Filipino heritage night. And Filipino heritage night at Dodgers is like if not the biggest,
the most
like
poppin'
night when it comes to heritage nights or any like promotional night.
Yeah.
It's like I would say the top three are like Filipino heritage night, Mexican heritage night, Hello Kitty night, and Star Wars night.
Yeah.
Like those four are definitely within top five. The fifth one I wouldn't really know. Like really look at numbers, but those four are definitely like the top ones.
Well, you know, I think you got to think about and not you, just in general. I think you got to think about what players are like serve these big organizations. And then you kind of got to go down the list, right? So, you know, we don't have like white heritage night, right? Let's just put that out. There's not like white heritage night for like any of these.
Caucasian heritage night.
There's no white heritage night, but you know, you think about like the next, I guess like people of color that come after that, right? So it's like there's a whole bunch of African Americans who play in these major league sports. And then after that, you do get Japanese players. Let's say like Rui Hachimura, for example, or even like old boy who pitches for the Angels, right?
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it makes or, you know, even like when it comes to like Mexicans or just like Latinos in general, there's a lot in the MLB. So naturally, I would think as like a business person, like based off the players that we do have, like it would kind of just make more sense that it would be more popular amongst like these ethnic groups, not actually realizing that like, oh, well, Filipinos also watch baseball. Yeah. Filipinos also watch basketball and so on and so forth. And again, this is not exclusive to just Filipinos. There's obviously a whole bunch of more cultures that watch all these major league sports. But I like the way that these major league sports, the direction that they're going in, because now we're starting to see representation for all the cultures who were not represented in the past. And what would that do? Evidently, that might encourage someone who's Filipino to really pursue baseball. It might encourage somebody of another ethnic group to really want to pursue other sports.
No, and you're completely right about that. And like, I'm looking on my phone right now because I don't want you to think that I'm rude, but there was a kid, a SoCal kid recently, who is now gaining traction because he's within the baseball community and he looks like he's gonna be like a next big star, and he's Filipino.
Oh, sick. What's his name?
I'm trying to find it. And also too, there's Philippines baseball. There's a new like a Philippines baseball group, and it's basically recognizing, developing, and promoting Filipino and Phil-Am baseball players in the U.S. and abroad.
Hell yeah!
So
that's what I love to hear.
That's like like they have a NorCal clinic. They have like this this Instagram basically promotes Filipino baseball players and bringing awareness to like, hey, you guys can play baseball too. It's not. I'm not trying to be like stereotypical. You guys don't have to just play basketball, you know?
Yeah. I mean, then again, we're good at basketball amongst ourselves, but we're not good in general.
No, yeah, I totally get that. But I'm trying to find the kid that like is literally making.
Well, while Jackie, finds this kid who's like making headlines to become like the next MLB superstar who's Filipino, like I love the fact that a lot more Filipino, whether they be basketball players, football players, baseball players in this instance, are all now coming out and saying they're Filipino.
Yeah.
Like I love it.
Yeah, I think it's like important to embrace like your heritage while also doing it tastefully too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
like, don't just do it just because like, oh, it's cool now, or I can get like more people to be on my side of things, then I'm going to say I'm Filipino. I'm going to say I'm Mexican. I'm going to say I'm this. I'm going to say I'm that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a couple weeks ago, we had our friend Maria on the podcast, and babe, I wish you were here for this podcast. It was really good. She was dropping a whole bunch of like gems. But, we were talking about Vanessa Hudgens at that time and how Vanessa Hudgens had become the global ambassador for the Philippines. And so we posted the clip the other day, and a lot of people were agreeing with the fact that Vanessa Hudgens shouldn't have been the global ambassador for the Philippines because I mean, she might have mentioned it in the past a couple times, but it's like we really want someone to just like who champions their culture from day one, or at least what seems like it was day one.
Yeah.
And, me and Jackie were talking about like, I think maybe there was another better choice.
Yeah, I'm speaking from an outsider's perspective, like, super outsider's perspective where I'm not Filipino, and I see the influences that are within like the influencer community that I think were better choices. I feel like Bretman Rock should have been the easy call for it.
Amen. I 1,000% agree with Bretman Rock.
Yeah, Bretman Rock, like he is very, very proud of his Filipino heritage, shows it, acknowledges it, speaks Tagalog or Ilocano actually, because I think his dad's Ilocano.
Okay.
And he doesn't hide like, oh, I'm Filipino,
Yeah.
And he's very proud of where he's from, where his family's from.
Yeah.
And I think there's other choices like Joe Coy too. I mean, like what?
Yes. Yeah.
Why didn't that click?
I 1,000% agree. But I think there are. If I were to kind of play devil's advocate as to why these people were maybe not selected, right? I mean, even Vanessa Hudgens, I still think shouldn't have been selected. But like, let's say Joe Coy, for example, like he's half, right?
Right.
Even Vanessa Hudgens, I don't believe she's full Filipino.
No,
right?
I think she's just like part Filipino, which again, it doesn't mean that like, oh, just because you're not Filipino. No, it's the fact that like Vanessa Hudgens was picked and she hadn't been to the Philippines ever.
Yeah, and I'm sure Joe Coy has been to the Philippines. And even based off his Easter Sunday movie, it's like we know for a fact Joe Coy is Filipino, so he champions this very, very well. And it's very obvious. And, you know, I think if we go to like Bretman Rock, the Philippines is kind of in a weird space, right? So it's like on one side, I feel like the Philippines is very progressive, especially when it comes to like their verbiage. It's like we don't have words that are specific for like women, like you know, like words that end with like a, and we don't have words that end with o that are more masculine and are more specific for like you know masculinity, right? So for instance, like you don't say like he or her, you say sha. Yeah, sha. So like yeah, sha, like as in like this person, right? Or even when it comes down to like ma'am, sir, for example, because you just really don't know. Sometimes you just don't know, like the pronoun of this person. So you kind of got to go with ma'am, sir. So the Philippines is progressive in that sense, but on like the government side, like you know, on that side of the spectrum, no pun intended, but on that side of the spectrum, it's like they don't accept like the gay community. So when you look at like someone like Bretman Rock, it's like perfect from like a millennial perspective. It's like this is the person that we need. But on a government side, it's like, well, we're not gonna have him do it because he's like bakla.
Wow, that's crazy. And I feel like that's like it sucks. Like it's like for us, for our generation, and I think for our parents too, like those who are accepting of that, it makes sense. But that's like us trying to also like, we can't force a government to, you know, we can uprise and rise against and, you know, protest and this and that. But at the end of the day, the government is stuck in their way. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And it really does suck. But I think like, I don't know. I feel like even with like the Philippines, I see what Bretman Rock does, and he's had like book signings for his book that just came out in the Philippines, where like they had to shut down, you know, a mall because of just nuts. Like because of how many people love him. You know, the Philippines adores him. He helps whether you're straight, gay, bisexual, whatever the hell you are. Bretman Rock is like a neutral, like. We can all agree that we love Bretman Rock. Exactly. You know, and then to know that, like, you know, the Philippines, like, you know, Filipino companies work with him and, you know, use him as an ambassador, use him as this, use him that. But then they draw a line somewhere. Yeah. It's like,
And again, you know, this is just all based off of like our opinions. This is not what the government is actually doing based off our knowledge, but
this is what we can.
It kind of just makes sense.
Yeah, this is what we can only like allege. Allege. You know, form our own opinions on, and I mean, you know, be real with it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, once again, shouts out to Bretman Rock. He's buff as fuck.
I met him.
He could probably beat my ass.
I met him. I met him at Coachella.
Is he that buff? Is he that buff in real life?
Not to quote Frank Ocean, but yeah, I met him at Coachella, and
come on, wait, you gotta say it in the Frank Ocean singing voice.
Met him at Coachella. Okay, but no, he was actually super nice. Yeah. And I was just like, oh my god, like so I had seen him on Friday. Okay. This was weekend 2. Day 1, I had seen him and he was watching Bad Bunny, and I was just like there, and he was literally right in front of me, but he was with like some friends, and then I was just like, no, I'm not gonna go up to him because it's just me, like, and I don't want to bug him. I don't want to be that person, you know. And normally I don't get like that, you know that I don't get like that, but Bretman has always been a huge inspiration for me, and I was just like, dang, like, it's okay, it's fine. And then the next day, day 2, I saw him again, but this time I was with our friend Drew. And then I was just like, okay, I think this is the universe telling me, like, if I want to say hi, I should do it now. So then I told Drew, I used Drew as a scapegoat. I was like, Drew, do you know who Bretman Rock is? He goes, oh my God, I love Bretman Rock. I was just like, he's right there. He goes, where? And then he sees him and he goes, oh my God, I want a picture. And I was just like, and me being older, and I was just like, okay. I was like, well, let's go get you a picture. And meanwhile,
that's like total mom vibes right there.
And I was just like, meanwhile, I wanted the picture all along too. So then I'm like standing next to like Bretman and like his group of friends, and then Drew's next to me, and then Drew's like, are you gonna say something? I was like, yeah, but you have to be like cool with it, dude. Like, just give me a second.
Yeah.
So then like I saw Bretman churn, so I churned at the same time. I was like, oh, I'm a huge fan, like blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, oh my God, thank you, blah blah blah. And then I told Drew, I was like, oh, or I told Bretman, I was like, oh, this is, my friend Drew. He really wants a picture. She's like, absolutely. And can I just say, like, the outfits that Bretman had on, amazing. I was just like, damn, I feel kind of like really toned down compared to what Bretman's wearing. And so Drew took a picture. I took a picture with Bretman. And I was just like, honestly, thank you. Like I said, thank you. That's sick. And then we went our separate ways, but like Bretman was just so kind and took the time. Like he could have been an ass. And you never know. You never know with like, especially like people like Bretman where it's like influencers, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to the saying, like, you should never meet like your heroes or your idols because you might get disappointed. You know what I mean?
I didn't even meet Frank Ocean that weekend because he like dropped out, and he's like literally one of my heroes and saved me from a lot of things. And so now I'm not a fan.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is Frank Ocean just like, is he canceled? What is Frank Ocean now too? The biggest Frank Ocean fan that I know.
I am disappointed. I feel like he doesn't give a fuck about his fans. I feel like he lost a little bit of respect. And I feel like I'm dumb if I were to say like I'm a huge Frank Ocean fan. Yeah. It's time and time again that we've been let down as Frank Ocean fans. And we should know this already. We should know how he is. And I completely understand the stuff that he's been through in the past, like 7 years. Like all the things that has gone on in his life. And I respect that. However, when you make a commitment to a festival and to your fans that you're gonna perform, I feel like you should go through with it. Yeah. If you're not stable enough to go through with it, don't do it. If you don't want to, don't do it. You're gonna have fans regardless if you've been performing or not. I mean, look, the last time he performed live was I think 2016 or 2015. Something like that. And people ride or die for him. Yeah. Through all that time. Yeah. And we were finally excited. And damn well, my problem is like, damn well that people only bought wristbands.
Because of Frank Ocean. Yeah.
Because of you. And for you to like, be like, oh, give a half-ass performance weekend one where people couldn't even see you, where people didn't even know if you were there. Yeah. And then to drop out weekend two, it's just like.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I can't necessarily relate to my favorite artist just like not being there, but like I can definitely see the anger. And like it would have sucked if like we had bought like $1,000 plus tickets to see Frank Ocean, and then it's like, ugh,
and I was
he ain't even showing up, bro. Like I'd be hot.
And I'm in a position where I'm very, very blessed to like have been sent to Coachella for work. Yeah. But I was fully prepared to pay thousands of dollars to see this man weekend one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good though. I mean,
not really, but
yeah. It's not all good, but RIP to the Frank Ocean fans because I feel like you guys just don't exist. Yeah, the Frank Ocean stans rather don't exist anymore.
Like Sierra, our friend Sierra, like she's a huge Frank Ocean fan too, and her and I, we have the same like sentiment. Like we're not that big Frank Ocean fans anymore. Yeah. Which sucks.
Well, RIP to the Frank Ocean fans, the stands, and all the above.
I actually haven't listened to a Frank Ocean song since like weekend two.
I've listened to Slide just to understand the production behind it, but that's it.
Yeah,
I listened more so because it's a Calvin Harris song.
Calvin Harris was really good.
Oh man,
I was happy to see Calvin Harris live.
But going back to it, like whether you are a MLB player who's Filipino or a influencer like Bretman Rock, what we didn't realize is that Filipinos have a whole bunch of options on what they can do in life. So I think growing up, you were brought with the choices as a Filipino to be a doctor or a lawyer. But Jackie and I went on a Disney cruise a couple weeks ago, oh my God, the amount of Filipinos that were working on the ship was insane.
Yeah, so we went on a Disney cruise because, again, like I'm blessed to be in a situation where my job had sent us.
Blessed.
And we noticed pretty like right away that a lot of the crew workers that were on the Disney Wonder,
they're Filipino. It was nuts.
I was just like, damn, there's hella Filipinos here. Like, what the heck? Nico was like talking in Tagalog to them, and it was just like, I'm like, this is kind of crazy.
You know what was happening? Like, I kept on seeing people, and like, mind you, like everyone had name tags and like the country that they were from.
Yeah,
right?
they either had their country or like their favorite Disney character.
Yeah, and so I would just go up to people, not even like looking at their name tags, and then I'd just be like, "Oh, kamusta, da da da," and then I would hit every single time. It wasn't even like a guess; I just knew. And then at one point, Jackie's like, "Babe, well, how do you know they're Filipino?" And I'm just like, I don't know. It's the posture, the way they look, like, you know what I mean? Like, just their aura. I just felt like Filipino was just like emanating from their body.
Cool? You know what? Let me try and find this audio because I obviously went with like everyone else on the cruise show. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Cruise show.
Yeah, anyway. But Jay Cruz, his, like, you know how we had the lady who was the room keeper?
Yes.
So his was Filipino. Mm-hmm. And he actually got a recording of him like talking about why he does what he does.
What's up, Mexipino family? We want to take a moment to stop the podcast to tell you all about our sponsors, Taptap Send.
Taptap Send is your remittance best friend. You can send money to the Philippines for 0 fees.
Yes.
You can send it from the UK, US, Europe, and Canada. And guess what? If you use code Mexipino, you get $10 from wherever you're from. So if you're in the US, you get $10 to send to the Philippines. If you're from the UK, you get £10 to send to the Philippines.
Also, stick around just a little bit longer because we do have a special promo going on with Taptap Send right now, and it has something to do with these hoodies that we're wearing. So, stay a little bit longer, Mexipino family. Yay! But yeah, so like basically me and Jackie, we were at a bar. We were at a bar on the cruise, and I had talked to the Manong over there, and I was like, "Hey, Manong, why is there a lot of Filipinos on the ship?" He was like, that's just the job that we all kind of just acquired. And so he said there was about 300 Filipinos who were working on the Disney cruise line. And I'm like, oh my God. And so now it brought up a whole bunch of other questions that came into my head because, there were Filipinos, there were people from like Ireland, there were people from Indonesia. Ireland aside, there was a lot of like Southeast Asian workers working on the cruise ship. So I was thinking to myself, right?
I found it.
Okay. Before we play this audio, I was thinking to myself, I was like, what would be... No, you could just play it off there because we don't have the headphones. Okay. But what I was thinking to myself was, it'd be so messed up, but also beneficial at the same time, just depending on how you look at it, right? Mm-hmm. So let's just say to hire a worker in the U.S. would have cost like $20 an hour, and you live on this cruise ship. So you're basically on the clock for 24 hours a day, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine hiring someone from Southeast Asia for a cruise. You might be paying significantly less. Like you might be paying these people like $5 a day, which to the U.S. is not a lot. However, if you go back to the Southeast Asian countries, $5 a day is insane money. Well, it's insane.
That's what Leche was like talking. He's like, maybe there's because literally we did not see anybody from the America like that was on the ship. And Leche was saying, he goes like, what if they just pay them their country rate and it's like it's hella money for them.
Yeah, it's hella money for them, and it's not a lot of money for us over here in the U.S.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's kind of crazy if you think about it. Jackie does have this audio, though, to kind of just, you know, convince you otherwise. I haven't heard this audio before, so let's go.
The room service, like, keepers, they, like, are assigned to, like, every room. And this wasn't ours. This was Jay Cruz's housekeeper, but he was Filipino, so he interviewed him. Keep in mind, Jay Cruz had, like, a few tequilas before he interviewed him.
So Joe is working nonstop here, 24 hours a day.
No, not 24 hours.
That's how it seems, though. It seems that way.
Yeah.
How do you do it, Joe?
We just have breaks on the in between the afternoon. Then we go back in the night and then do the turn down service.
Okay. And where are you from? Where do you live?
Manila, Philippines. Yeah.
And so you're on the ship for a while throughout the year.
Like 5 to 6 months we're working, and then we have off for 2 months. 2 months vacation, and then we come back.
How do you do it, man? Do you have a family back home?
I have a wife, but hopefully we get kids soon. Yeah.
I'll pray for you, man, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. You're a young man, man. You out here working hard. Every time I come out my room, you know, I see Joe hard at work, man, with a smile on his face, man.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's our culture here in Disney. We need to smile every time.
That's right. Even if you don't feel like it, you have to. You're doing a great job, man.
No, even though I'm not feeling it, because it's my nature, right? Smiling all the time.
I can tell, man. I can tell. And it makes us smile, too, every time we come out of the room.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate you, Joe. You're the man. Keep working hard, man.
It's our pleasure having you here.
Oh, that's great to hear, man. Thank you very much, and I can feel it. My man, Joe. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, Joe. Till next time. See you soon.
Man, that's love. That's so much love. I mean, just to hear his story of him being away for like 5-6 months at a time, and then getting like a 2-month break just to support his family. That's some real life shit, man. Shout out to Joe for that, man.
And then Cruz was also saying that, like, after he was talking to Joe, like, separately, he said that he sends money back and he supports his family in going to school, like going to college. He'll send the money back to keep them going through college.
Well, shit, he might just have to use some Taptap Send, you know? Just some Hey, Joe, you need to send everybody on the cruise ship about this Taptap Send, bro.
I'm sick.
This ain't even the ad part. It just made more sense to talk about it right now.
Oh my God, you're horrible.
No, but it makes sense though, right? And, you know, I think another thing as to why Filipinos and Southeast Asians are all up on the boat is because like we're very hospitable. I'm not saying that like any other culture outside of Southeast Asia is not hospitable. I'm just saying from personal experience and the people who I've met that Southeast Asians, and if I'm speaking for Filipinos, we are extremely hospitable.
Yeah.
Like very hospitable. Like, I mean, whether it comes down to like the people on the cruise ship, I don't know if Disney's forcing a smile down their face, but they all seem very happy and they all take it as an opportunity. Like, and I'm not going to lie, even the maids who I've met in the Philippines, they're happy, they're taken care of, and they're able to support their family like through all of this. And like they genuinely seem happy about the jobs and their career path. So like, We're in the hospitable business. Filipinos love to be hospitable, and I love the fact that, you know, Disney is giving this opportunity for my people specifically to go out and do things that are not fully accessible to the rest of the country.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I feel like they, like a lot of Disney and just Disney employees in general are so happy. And like we interviewed a lot of Disney employees on the ship because of the show. But a lot of Disney employees, like they're there for like years. And I mean like there's so many that I've been with Disney for 14 years. I've been with Disney for 19. I've been with Disney for 25. And it's because Disney treats them so good. And there was one employee, she was there for 9 years. And we're all like, oh, wow, like you're on the lower end of like, how long you've been with Disney. She was like, well, I just started. She goes, but
just started 9 years.
Yeah.
Just started.
She's like, I just started. She goes, but I know I'm gonna be with Disney for a very long time.
Damn. Okay. Well, shout out to Disney, man. Hey, Disney though. When the hell are we gonna get like a Filipino Disney movie? I need that. You got so many.
I think there's one coming. If not, like I think there's like a show, like a Filipino like cartoon show, like a kids show. We have to talk about that.
Okay. I'm just saying. I want the full length feature. I want Filipino Disney characters coming all the way from like Cebu or Manila or something like that. Like we need that ASAP. That is all I'm saying. But yeah, man. Yeah. We ate a lot of food on that trip. I actually came to realize that Jackie eats rice in a very, very interesting way. This has nothing to do with the cruise specifically, but just with the way that she eats.
I don't eat rice weird. It's the way I eat. Let's be more specific. White sticky rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
White sticky rice. So one time over here at the apartment, we got like a rotisserie chicken from our local Ralph's. And at one point I was just like, I'm just going to eat with my hands. Jesus Christ.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Jesus, everyone God. Just saw you take a sneeze on like.
I know, and I was trying to flip the camera so nobody saw it. No, but then at one point, we're eating white sticky rice.
Audio version.
And they're just like Jesus Christ. Hey, I hope y'all said bless you from your end.
I know, right? Imagine someone said bless you.
Or they just turned off the freaking podcast. No, but then we got a rotisserie chicken from our local Ralph's. We had white sticky rice. And Jackie, she did a very interesting thing with this rotisserie chicken. She peeled off the skin from the rotisserie chicken.
The chicken skin, yeah.
And she picked up the rice using the rotisserie chicken skin as kind of like a bed.
Like a blanket.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I do that is because I'm Mexican. And I'm used to doing that with tortillas. So, like, I'll, like, rip a tortilla, and then I'll pick up rice, like Mexican rice, and then I'll put, like, the carne asada, and, like, I eat it like that.
Yeah.
So, it made sense for me to do it with white sticky rice, Okay. And so, when I did it, you looked at me, you're like, that's such an interesting way to eat rice. I'm like, this is literally how I eat rice.
No, I literally looked at Jackie like, oh my God, she's a freaking alien. Like, who does this?
No, he literally looked at me like that was the weirdest thing I have ever done in our relationship.
But I'm not going to lie. I tried it right afterward and I was like, oh, this is lit. I don't know why I haven't done this for the years I've been living. It
makes sense because I did it my whole life with tortillas. So
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense.
No, yeah, it makes sense when you look at it.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I need to try this again. It was lit.
The chicken skin with rice, just use it like a tortilla and eat it. Trust me, guys, it'll change your life.
A1, baby, A1.
And then if you put like a salsa or like tapatio inside like the chicken skin prior to picking up the rice, you get like spicy too. So,
Life hack. We need to see Jackie do like, one of those TikToks.
Tutorial?
The life hack tutorials on like how to do shit.
Yeah, it's just literally all the Mexicans are going to be like, bitch, we do this with tortillas. I'm like, I know.
Speaking about food, though, we want to congratulate each and every one of you for making it to the end of the podcast because we have a major announcement. I guess we have 3. I thought we had 2 announcements, but we have 3 announcements.
Yeah, we have 3 technically.
All right.
Wait,
want to run
right?
through? No, I think we have 2. You said we have 3.
Well, yes. 2 is in 1.
Okay.
So, the first oh my God, I lost my train of thought.
The first major announcement.
First major announcement. We're having Mexipino Food Fest here in LA. Woo! We finally secured a venue for Mexipino Food Fest LA. Happening Saturday, June 3rd. Mark your calendars from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes.
It will be in Burbank, and it is at St. Finbar Parish School parking lot.
Yeah. We talked to the priest over there, Father Francis. Huge shouts out to Father Francis because he blessed us with this opportunity, and he's given us this slot. So,
Yes.
we're happy and we're excited for it. I know a lot of people were talking about, oh, when are we going to have Mexipino Food Fest like LA? And, it was in the works for these past couple of months, and we finally found the right spot.
Yes.
I just feel like from, me growing up Catholic, going to private school my entire life, it just feels good to like give back to this specific community, this church community, also just down the street from where we are.
Yeah.
And, and also shouts out to Jeff from the cruise show, because Jeff actually helped us out with the lob.
Yeah.
He directed us in the right spot. And, we're excited to have Mexipino Food Fest going down on June 3rd, Saturday, June 3rd.
Yeah, we're super excited. If you guys are wanting to have a booth at Mexipino Food Fest LA, you guys can go ahead and hit the link in our bio or the link in the description for the YouTube, and there will be a Google form that says Mexipino Food Fest vendor form, and you guys can go ahead and submit all your info there. And it just fill out everything, all the requirements it says, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. But we are so excited. I'm like, literally, I'm so happy that we finally get to do a food fest here in my
Jackie's
city.
home turf.
Yeah, in my city. So I'm super excited. There's going to be more food fests throughout the year, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
We want to keep on going between here and the Bay and hopefully, San Diego. So we really appreciate you guys being patient. I mean, I know it looks like, oh, well, you could just do it here, or you could just do it there. There's a lot of logistics that we have to go through first, and we are just very blessed that we got what we got this time around.
Yeah, and also too, just for anybody wondering who wasn't at the San Francisco one, it's just going to be a small $5 entrance fee. The ticket link will also be in our bio, whether you be on like YouTube or Instagram or TikTok and what have you. So make sure you check it out there. Also too, kids 12 and under are free.
Yes.
So if you're not a teenager, you're good to go.
Yes, 12 and
for free.
Yeah, 12 and under for free. If you aren't able to get tickets online through the Eventbrite, then you can buy at the door the day of.
Yes.
It's going to be a bunch of Mexican, Filipino food, vendors, marketplace vendors. So we're really super excited. Yeah.
I guess we could go with announcement number 2 now, ladies and gentlemen.
So, go ahead.
Okay, so announcement number 2. We've been working very closely with our sponsors, Taptap Send, and they actually helped us out get these hoodies that we are wearing right now. So, Jackie, if you want to flex the back while I describe it.
Yeah.
So, in the front, for the people listening to the audio, it says MexipinoPodcast with the Filipino sun on the O. And if you look on the back, it actually says Kamusta Ola Ola. And cool enough. Oh, maybe you should move the mic just a little bit. Move the mic just a little bit. There you go. So in the back, it says Kamusta Ola Ola. All of this is hand-drawn by Jackie. And this is actually a puff print. What that basically means is that this the lettering and everything about this hoodie just puffs out from the hoodie.
It's like a 3D type of thing.
It's a 3D thing. There are no strings on the hoodie, and there's actually no visible pouch.
Like a pocket pouch.
Yeah.
So it's like a hidden pouch, which makes it look that much more clean and sleek.
Yeah, and a lot more updated for the times now.
Yes. And so there's no string there. You're not going to it's not going to come off in the washer and the dryer. I really like these hoodies.
Yeah.
They're very comfy. There's only this colorway for right now. But yeah, we're going to be doing a giveaway.
Yes, we have a very limited stock on this, but because Taptap Send has been so good to us, we are giving one away. So this is what we want y'all to do to make sure that you get this $60 value for absolutely free, right?
Yes.
So what we need you to do is, and we're going to put the instructions on the screen too for everybody on YouTube, we need you to download the Taptap Send app. Once you download the Taptap Send app, make sure you select Philippines. After you select Philippines, there should be an option that says use promo code or have promo code. Make sure that you type in Mexipino. That's all we need you to do. Screenshot that and make sure you send it to our Instagram, and you will be instantly entered in this raffle.
Yeah, so that's super easy. Download the Taptap Send app, choose Philippines, use code Mexipino, and once you get your $10, just take a screenshot and then send it to us at MexipinoPodcast on Instagram, and then we will be choosing a winner from there. And obviously our YouTube people can see on the screen how to do it. For our audio people, we will be posting a video / reel on Instagram, so that way you guys obviously have an opportunity as well to enter in this giveaway and obviously see the hoodies. And we're also going to be launching these hoodies too.
Yes. We will be launching these hoodies, and once again, this is a very limited stock.
That's the 2-in-1 that I was talking about.
Oh, got you. Okay, so that's like the 2-in-1. So yeah, we are launching these hoodies, ladies and gentlemen. So if you do not win this raffle, we will be launching it on our website after the raffle is done. And literally, we have like 20 in stock.
Yeah.
We do not have that much because, I mean, we wanted to make this very exclusive, and you know, for the people who really want this hoodie, like, it's all yours if you do not win the raffle.
Yeah, no, for real. And then like Nico said, I designed the hoodie. Please be nice because I worked really hard on it, and like everything is kind of like, you know, I want to show you guys too, but the O obviously has the Filipino sun. Like half of the Filipino sun. So kind of want to incorporate, obviously, Filipinos. And then underneath podcast, this little thing right here, that's part of the Mexican coat of arms. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that in there. And then what we say every beginning of the podcast is obviously in the back. And, yeah. That I designed that. So guys, please be nice to me.
Well, shout out to Jackie. You know, I mean, just to give away one of Jackie's secrets, all she did, like she drew it on her iPad, and I was like, hey, like I actually really love that. And you know, it just feels a lot more like custom, authentic. A lot more authentic. And this is something that Jackie designed that I absolutely love. And we went through like a whole deliberation process. And you know, like aside from the word Mexipino, like just showing like little glimpses of our culture and having this great font in the back that says Kamusta Ola Ola, which literally just relates to hello. Like we want to make sure that like our cultures are represented at the same time with all of our merchandise. So yeah, we'll have more merch coming out. I've been on my iPad like every day trying to figure out some designs, but this is one that I'm really proud of. It's really crazy to see that something that like I drew on a shirt or on a sweater. So yeah. Be nice. Yeah. Or else I'm going to cry. Well, that's all our announcements and an amazing episode of Mexipino Podcast, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
You know, we got to flex a little bit. Like, this was a great episode. Once again, Mexipino Food Fest going down on Saturday, June 6th.
June 3rd.
Oh, June 3rd, rather. My fault. I'm thinking like 6/6. Like, you know what I mean? Like 6/3. Okay, anyway. Saturday, June 3rd, 6/3. You know what I'm saying? From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Make sure you check out the link in bio for all the information. Grab your tickets on the Eventbrite link, and make sure if you're coming from NorCal or San Diego, make sure you pull up because we really do want to see and meet you.
Yes.
We're going to have more announcements about like our vendors and possibly some special guests coming through and DJs all up all our Instagram. Yes. And make sure you grab your possible free hoodie.
Yeah, so enter in our giveaway. Check out our flyers for Mexipino Food Fest. And also we made a separate Instagram account for Mexipino Food Fest. It's literally at Mexipino Food Fest.
Yes.
That's where we'll be posting on both and collabing with both like Mexipino Podcast and Mexipino Food Fest Instagram. But we just kind of wanted to put Mexipino Food Fest on a separate account so that way everything that you guys need to know is on that account. And yeah, if you guys are a vendor, want to, you know, sell whatever it is that you're selling at Mexipino Food Fest, hit the link in our bio on our Instagram. Anything and everything can be found there. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And we hope that we see you guys on Saturday, June 3rd.
Amen to that. My name is Nico Blitz.
I'm Jackie Ramirez.
And this is the Mexipino Podcast. Adios, everybody.